All right. Well, welcome everyone to another episode of Distressed Deals Decoded. Today, we're doing something just a little bit different. We're so excited because we were able to get one of our latest clients and investors who actually went through one of the distressed deals with Asset Resolution Advisor, who brings this sponsorship to this particular podcast. So today is going to be very exciting because we get to go behind the scenes and know and see exactly what it is that asset resolution advisors can do for clients. Let's talk about a real deal life situation and how we were able to all solve it to create a win-win solution. So before we begin, I want to introduce obviously our folks here, our partners. Patrick Butler. Say hi, Patrick.
Hey, everybody. And George, great to have you on this podcast. We're looking forward to learning more about you.
Absolutely. And we have Steven Schiller.
Hey everybody.
All right. And we have our special guest, Jorge Salazar, who was gracious enough to come on this podcast to just display what it is that we were able to do and give us a little bit of that background. So, George, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, Juan, Patrick, Steve, thank you for the opportunity. More than happy to share my experience with everybody else. And yeah, thank you for having me.
Excellent, excellent. So, we're gonna kind of just go around the room, as you will, to ask you just a couple questions about what your experience is and things of that nature. So, first of all, who are you? Tell us a little bit about you and like your investment journey.
Yeah, man. So my I've been in real estate since 2021, full time. I started off doing Airbnbs, and then I graduated into wholesale. Worked for a really big company. I was able to um do a lot over there and really get my feet wet into real estate, and that's how I got started in my fix and flip journey. But I'm a husband, I'm a Christian, I'm a believer first, and then I feel like a lot of that stuff has to do with a lot of my success here in the real estate space.
Amen to that. Amen to that. And right now, like what I guess what markets do you operate in?
So, the company I work for, we mainly operate in South Florida. I myself, I've done flips in Chicago, Texas, Philly, New Jersey. Um, so really, pretty much, I want to say nationwide. I've kind of touched a lot of these different markets.
Yep.
Okay. Now you did share some experience about, doing some Airbnbs and things of that nature. And now understanding that you've done properties, flips in other states, I guess what type of properties do you focus on or what kind of situations do you focus on? What do you primarily do? Is it just a wholesale? Do you do all of it?
So I mainly focus on wholesale first. If it's a great opportunity, I'm very conservative. If it's a great opportunity, I'll go ahead and I'll do a flip on it. But mainly wholesale. And that's I pretty much handled everything from foreclosures, probates, to demo orders, getting properties out of demo orders. I've done a lot. With liens and all that stuff, you name it. I probably already, done it. So, um, but yeah, no, for sure. And then one of the biggest thing was when you came and you introduced us a little bit towards of, the messier things that I really didn't touch and I really had no experience and kind of like those deals fell through the cracks.
So that was a
I
question I
see.
was going to, I was going to ask that.
Go ahead.
So prior to today, when you found messy deals, what did you typically do with those? Just let them go by the wayside, or did you have an exit strategy for those?
Not really. Dead deals, DOA,
Yeah.
dead upon arrival. So I just wouldn't touch it. It was too messy, not worth the time, So yeah, that's pretty much it. I wouldn't really, focus too much on that.
Gotcha.
Which guys, it's exactly what we talk about right on our podcast. It's just people have these opportunities, they just don't know how to identify what to do with them, and so that's what happens. It just dead upon arrival, and those are the types of decoding that we do here at Distress Deals Decoded. So that's amazing that you can affirm that that's what's going on. Now, what kind of advice do you give people that are receiving leads and that are looking at these messy deals? Like what would you say they should be doing? Should Is it taking a second look, taking a step back, fighting through it? What would you recommend people do when they're receiving those kind of leads?
Yeah, just take a step back and really change your perspective, and really understand, what, for, I mean, I'll give you an example. I mean, if it's probates and messy deals like that, just really understand, um what, like the family tree, asking questions upon, the liens, how much do you owe, to really get down to the nitty gritty of it, and then kind of strategize on how a creative approach on how we're able to bring a solution, to whatever the problem is,
Mhm.
whether it's probate, whether it's liens, whether it's short sales, whether it's, things like that. So
So
Yeah.
I have a question for you, George. When you first started in this space, did they just throw you to the wolves and you had to figure this out all on your own, or did when you encountered stuff like probates or anything that was outside of your scope of expertise, what kind of guidance did you get in the early days? Because it looks like you've obviously made the transition and you're successful now.
yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I kind of just failed forward, right? I just figured it out. I'm the type of person that I'm gonna find a way, and just ask questions. I mean, I called attorneys, just trying to figure it out how to do it. I'm very persistent when I don't take no for an answer. But before, I mean, all I had was just a script, a call flow, and I just know that the messier it gets, the cheaper I need to get it. And that's pretty much it. And a lot of times those deals would die because it was too cheap and the seller wouldn't accept those deals. So, um,
Mm.
yep.
Yeah. Now, as a follow-up to that, then, and I think you that's a really good perspective, right? A lot of people in your shoes, right? A lot of real estate investors, wholesalers, there are the successful ones really are doing that, right? They're failing forward, they're learning, they're persistent, they do the same things. When we started working together, what what have you learned since, right? Of what are the advantages of partnering, right? Partnering with lawyers, partnering with the right teams, asset resolution. How does that help you in your journey to do what you're doing more effectively, more efficiently?
Kind of just
Talk a little about
offload. Yeah, no, very easy question. Just offload all the hard work and partner up with you guys for you guys to handle that, and for you guys to advise us on a strategy, a game plan on how to acquire the deal, how to structure the deal whenever it gets messy, kind of just, just give you guys the information and let you guys advise us on what to do. That's really it. And it
that.
allows me, it gives me back my time to really focus on new opportunities. And not have to sit there, make the phone calls, talk to lawyers. Just kind of, it's literally like white glove service. I pass it on to you guys and you guys take it on from there. And maybe we have a meeting once a week, kind of go over,
Mhm.
what's going on in the back ends.
Yeah, I think that's a really good perspective, and I think you framed both issues we talk a lot about on the podcast, right? Number one is changing your mindset, right?
Yeah.
Is some of these deals you have, like, yes, you're in wholesaling, yes, you're doing it, yes, you're focused, but these other deals pop up, and some of these other deals are decent, and if you know how to work them, you kind of get out of your way and you work with the right partnerships, you can add on and you buy your time back, right? And
Yeah.
then we think that, and that's probably one of the big keys we talk a lot about on the podcast. And I'm glad you're stating this, because that's exactly what we're saying is, man, there's just a good way to get your time back, work on the next deal while you still have this other deal moving forward.
No, for sure. And then, I mean, Exhibit A, look at me. I'm taking the meeting right off of my car, 'cause I'm just on the road 24/7. And a lot of times I don't really have time to make these phone calls to really sit down and talk to attorneys and all that stuff. So it just makes my day-to-day much easier, knowing that is my, whatever the file was taken care of behind the scenes.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and so now we would love if you could share with us how what was your first interaction, what was your first deal that you worked with asset resolution advisor? Like how did you find the deal? What happened in that deal? Give us some details of what happened and then how you even found us and then what we were able to do after you found us.
Yeah, man. So, um, First things first, I mean, when you came to the company and you kind of started coaching us on how to identify these deals, I was mind blown that all this was even possible. Like this is a different part of real estate that I didn't know that was achievable. It's like, it's just like if a certain amount is owed to the bank, that's a certain amount you got to pay and you can't negotiate that. You know what I'm trying to say? So it really opened up my mind and really to take the step back to really listen to the seller's needs and all that stuff to really put a deal together. But my first impression with the first deal that we had, it was I mean, this is a property that we had acquired. First it was a wholesale deal. We had acquired it back in, I think it was June of last year, so about a year ago.
Oh
So we
wow.
acquired it as a wholesale deal. We try to wholesale it. Yeah. We try to wholesale it for I want to say 30 days. Didn't work out. Then we converted it into an ovation, bringing it onto the market. Then we converted it into a listing. And all this was it was too high. The seller got hit with three hurricanes back to back. Um Owed way too much on more on the property than what it was worth. So it made the deal very, very difficult to close. And when you came, and I think you came around October, September, October, when you started coaching us, that's when a light bulb came up to my head and we're just like, okay, maybe we could structure a deal with the seller where it would make sense to kind of bring it to your company. And
Mhm.
that's kind of when the light bulb came off and we're just like, okay. But at that time, we were still having the listing. We were exploring, and then we got an offer. When you came, we had gotten an offer on the property. He's like, you know what? Let's take it. So we took the offer. It was profitable, but the caveat is that the seller had insurance money that he couldn't cash out on. And that insurance money is exactly what we needed to pay everything off to the loan so that we were able to sell. The only problem is that the banks, there was like you're talking to four different departments. They don't know what's going on. They don't communicate with each other. All they know is that there's a process that they need to follow, and that's it. I
Yeah.
mean, I tried it on my own and I already knew of you guys, but I'm like, you know what? This is probably easy, right? So I took it upon myself and I sent you guys an email. I included like 20 emails in there, sending emails to all these departments to try to figure this out. And very quickly, after 2 weeks of not hearing back from them, I found out that, oh, wow, this is much more complex than just sending out these emails, than just getting them to approve it. And so I reached out to you guys and you guys were very knowledgeable. Steve was able to guide me through the process of what needs to be done. It sounded simple, but the more simpler it sounded, it was just literally a headache for me to even handle on my own. Long story short, it took some time to negotiate with the banks to allow them to basically consider those funds that they had in insurance money that the seller had to even apply to the loan. And Steve was able to make that happen. Long story short, we was able to close on that deal. I think we made over $40,000 in that deal. So it was very profitable. And again, had it not been for you guys to get involved in the situation, this deal would have been dead.
You know what? That's
Filter to a wholesaler. Yep.
such a great story. And that also is a moral to another story that we tell. Because of those insurance proceeds, there was a vehicle to make a deal happen. It is very common that we'll see deals up front that we don't know there's insurance proceeds, or that there could be a surplus in the HOA, or that a mortgage might have been wiped out 4 years ago. And until we start unraveling that and peeling the layers of the onion back, all of a sudden a solution comes out. So, what we often tell our audience is, sometimes these deals, there's very little skin in it. You might make a few bucks or whatever, but if you've got a process and you don't waste any of your time on it, let it be handled by somebody else. Other people can monetize. You can still get paid. Those bangers come out of the woodwork, man, and all of a sudden there's a $40,000 profit, or 3% on a buyer's premium for a deal that was going to go in the garbage can. It's money. It's real revenue, and it helps to build a person's business. And they add up, man. Every dollar that comes in is better than a dollar going out, and they all add up for sure.
No, for sure. No, I'm very, very thankful for you guys. And that deal was, again, it was took like 8 months to close. So more than 8 months.
Yeah. And so and that's what I wanted to ask. So like you were working it since June, right? You were going back and forth. You kept some sort of relationship with that homeowner. Once you understood what to look for, you're like, oh, maybe this difficult property or deal that we kind of let by the waistline. Let me go into my pipeline and let me go dig that up, right? So you were kind of nurturing it from that long. You didn't reach out to us until when? It was it like January?
It was late December, early January. Yeah.
Okay, and it got wrapped up what in like by March or end of March or beginning of March?
End of February, early
End of
March.
February.
Yeah.
You see? So if you going back, right, would you say that a situation like that, you would have contacted a company like ours and had that solution back in June, right? Because money loves speed, right?
No, for sure. I mean, we had that. The payoff would have looked a lot less. You know what I'm
Yes.
trying to say? Yeah, no, it just everything would have been a lot more
Yeah.
So it
easy.
could have been probably even 50 or 50 something, 55,000, huh?
Would have been more.
Yeah. More. Wow. So that's a lesson for the people that are watching, guys. The more you prolong these types of situations, the more that you don't learn to identify these deals, the more and more money you're leaving on the table. Yes, thank the Lord that we were able to get this one in time before it just went completely dead, and you still were able to recover, 40,000 dollars on the one deal. But think about the amount of people that are just have these leads in their pipeline. This is one lead that you found in your pipeline. Imagine the amount of leads that people are receiving day in and day out, especially us as investors and wholesalers. We pay for so much marketing. How much money you think folks are leaving on the table, George?
Yeah, a lot of
How
money.
much?
A lot of money, and I'll give you an example. We had two other agents on this exact same deal that just kicked it.
Mm.
So
There you have it.
that was the third one, and like I told you, it goes back to my personality, having the
Yeah.
perspective of not giving up, not taking no for an answer, and always finding a solution, creative way to make it work.
It's awesome.
Wow. Incredible.
And how was the seller? Were they happy about the outcome and did they feel relieved from all that?
The seller invited me over. He wanted me to be there for the day of closing. The seller sat down with me. He hugged me. I mean, the property was in foreclosure. We're talking about this is a guy who he's a doctor. He was he's a doc, he's a dentist. And this guy had no time to deal with this. He tried. He tried to call the mortgage company. He tried to get those funds applied and he couldn't himself, you know? He even gave me POA for me to do it myself. And
Hmm.
so when he invited me over, he gave me a big hug and then, from there became a business relationship, So he was very grateful. I was able to save his credit, his foreclosure. He was just ready to throw in the towel. He's like, I don't want this house. Just whatever we got to do to sell. And so he was very
Wow.
cooperative. Um, but it took 2 3 months of rapport to just keep trying to find a solution. He saw how hard I was going for him that he gave me POA and he just gave me authority to go ahead and just get the house sold. And that's when I reached out to you guys.
Well, I guarantee if he runs into somebody that's got the same problem, he's going to reach out to you again. No
For
question about
sure.
it.
He actually gave me two other properties to sell. So yep.
There you go.
The
Ding,
gift
ding,
that keeps
ding.
on giving.
Yeah.
The man has earned his master's degree in real estate investing, ladies and gentlemen. That's how it's done.
Well, this and I think this. I mean, this is great because it's all the things we say, right? I mean, and everything we talk about is these relationships foster other deals, right? And solving these problems are just it helps people, right? That's it's a key component to what we do, and I think that a lot of people miss that, right? Is helping a person out. Not only is the right thing to do, you can profit from it from a business standpoint, but it also leads to additional business, which, repeat customers are the key.
Yeah, man.
No, no, for sure, especially with these messy deals. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
there's definitely for a company that's doing a lot of transactions, there's definitely deals in there.
right. So that's what I was going to ask next is like, now that you have this exposure, because not it's not only, well, you got in proximity to this type of information, you got a little bit of coaching from me to help you open up your eyes on there. but now you've done a full-blown transaction, right? So you went from proximity to levels of understanding, and then actual real deal result. How has that changed the way that you look at opportunities now in the company?
Um, I mean, from the moment you started coaching us, from the moment we presented this deal to you, was literally about 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
So just really identifying them. And I think one of my other coworkers, Andy, had another deal where,
Mm-hmm.
we couldn't because of the lender, we couldn't really negotiate. But because of you guys' relationship and you guys knowing the owner of that lending company, we was able to get a deal done. And it turned out to a $45,000 deal.
Hmm.
So, just from you guys knowing them and just having, your hands in the pot with all these lenders. So, and then now, like, it's really beneficial because, I mean, I just sent you one the other day for you to take a look at. So,
Right.
I'm identifying these deals, the messier it gets. I just go out, I just listen, I kind of collect all the information, what you would ask me, send it to you, and I let you give me the game plan. And then I go back and try to lock it up. So it's
Beautiful. So are you the go-to guy at the company for these difficult deals, and everybody else is just like, just send it to
honestly,
George?
it is the like I got an award for most creative. I find a way to make it happen. I find
Mm,
a way to make it happen. I try not to leave any stone unturned. If it's not wholesale, if it's not retail, I just find a creative way to make it happen. So yeah, I'm that guy.
So
Awesome.
that's awesome.
I don't think
Well,
there's much
fellas,
more
any
we
other
can say,
questions for
Juan.
George? What was that?
I said, I think there's much more we can say.
Yeah, I mean, this has been great, dude. We really appreciate, you jumping on. This is going to give a lot of insight to a lot of people, seeing like, hey, outside of us obviously promoting what and preaching that there are opportunity. Obviously, this is a business that we run here at Asset Resolution Advisors. We want to work with investors. We want to work with real estate agents. We want to solve these problems, of course, because it is our business, but it's a different perspective coming from someone right outside of this organization, that utilize our services and is reaping rewards, right, of having a embedded team, okay, to help offload the things that maybe you're not an expertise, things that you're not going to go back and forth, things that we can unclog in a matter of time, right, versus you having to mess around for months trying to figure it out, getting nowhere. You can move on to doing more deals and just identifying the problem, sending it over to us, and we can go ahead and save the time and increase your profitability. I appreciate you jumping on and doing this candidly here. Just we appreciate you, dude, and we cannot wait to do more of these opportunities. Yes, we have another one that you just sent, and we can't wait to crack the code on that one as well and get you guys more results. So if anybody is listening, George, thank you again. Any recommendations, any advice that you can give to the audience before we hop off here?
Yeah, man, just offload the hard work and it's a white glove service for real. Because right now, I mean, when I started in the industry, it went from, hey, don't pay attention to no short sales. It's a waste of your time. And essentially, if you are doing it on your own, it is. You have other opportunities that you want to, much cleaner deals. You don't have to go through this. You don't have to reach out to banks. You don't have to get paperwork. You don't have to put it together. And essentially it is. But having you guys are part of that team now, it just comes, oh, it's a short sale. Okay, boom, it goes to resolution advisor. So
Yeah,
it just you give I package it up, give it to you guys. You guys handle it from there. I'm on to the next one. I
Yep.
don't have to worry about
love it.
negotiating anything. So that's how helpful you guys really have been, and not just for short sales, but for every other part. Like I mentioned to you with the lender, just anything to do with liens. I mean, you guys have been such a great help, and
Well,
especially
we thank you.
pick up
We
the
thank you
phone.
for the vote of confidence,
Yeah.
right? We thank you for your business. So, guys, if there's nothing else, this has been another amazing podcast here at Distressed Deals Decoded, brought to you by our friends here at Asset Resolution Advisors. Guys, if you have not joined our channel, please subscribe. Make sure to like, put a thumbs up, put a comment, send this to somebody, share it with your colleagues in the space, man. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining this podcast today. You guys can catch this live on our channel. And if you have any type of deals that you feel are too messy, you know where to reach us. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for this podcast. Everyone, have a wonderful day. Appreciate everyone here. Take care.